Hey, yeah, what's up? This is Cycle Martial Occurrence. Rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-America all day, and everybody letting me out. So, this video basically is going to be about how rapists don't really have problems in the American community. Rapists don't really have problems in the American community. You know, they give pedophiles a bad rap. Well, a just rap. But rapists, people who actually rape fully grown people, what about them? When they go to jail, you don't hear stories about really rapists really going through anything unless it was an extreme rape of someone underage or someone over a senior citizen or something. But other than that, you don't see rapists going through a bad time or hear bad stories that are say about rapists in jail. So, I think that I'm here to talk about how bad that really is. I mean, when someone is raped, um, it's up there with child molestation. I mean, because this person that is violated has to live with that trauma, just like someone who was touched by an adult when they was a child. They have to deal with that same level of pain or stress and memory. But it's downgraded in this community. Black people are quick to point out pedophilia real quick, but they're not really wanting to talk about people that were raped because it's something that a lot of Americans don't think about. But a lot of rapists many of them are black guys because they're able to manhandle a woman. So you can't really have some weakling guys going around raping people because the woman will struggle and get away. But if you have a guy that's masculine, she's more likely not to even probably put up a fight because she's scared. And let's just keep it 100. A lot of people are scared of black guys. I'm not saying that it's all, they make up 100% of rapes. I'm not saying that, but it's safe to say, it's a pretty decent portion. You know what I'm saying? And it's downgraded in prison. That's my whole reason for doing the video. I think it should just be up there with the rest of the crimes. You know what I'm saying? That's sexual in nature. So because when a woman goes through that, that's her life is ruined. Okay, she could have nightmares. She can have, all type of pain and stress and fears and phobias. She could even get phobias from that. You know what I'm saying? So, but when guys go to prison, they have raped someone between 25 to 45. Usually that's probably about what people go after. I would imagine on the average between 25 to 45, somewhere around, and maybe a little older, but that's about the age bracket. And you don't really hear stories of them really having any problems after they have raped a woman. There's a lot of rape victims out there, real rape victims. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that crime is not really frowned upon as much as it should be. You know what I'm saying? People frown upon, children getting violated, but what about fully grown women? What about fully grown women getting violated? That's awful. I mean, you got to explain that to your lovers. You gotta get past the trauma. You know how many years it might take a woman to get back down to having regular sex after something like that happens to her? I mean, she probably won't even want to really have sex, or she, or even get aroused because of, it just is a trigger. Sex actually becomes a trigger for the crime that she went through. So you know, I'm just making people aware of, just rape. We're not going to talk about pedophilia. We're going to talk about rape. This is something that, like I said, people have not got a real bad rap for it. For whatever reason, the African American community is not quick to point it out. You know what I'm saying? But they're quick to point out, what they weirdos, sexual weirdos, but they don't tell people about. And they're quick to point out, oh, this person might be like, protect the children, protect the children. They'll say that. But what about protecting the women? I mean, because it's a lot of black guys. We all agree, masculine guys that are black that have raped, women in society here in America, and that's something that is really not talked about. People rather talk about what's convenient when it's not really an issue in your community. Then it's easy to when it is an issue. When it is an issue in your community, it's convenient rather to shift to something that is not an issue in your community. Like, for instance, pedophilia is not really a big issue in the black community. So it's easy to point and say, because you're not doing those things, then let's talk about what other people are doing. But let's talk about all these masculine black guys going around raping women. Because if you think white guys are raping women, and they're not even that, a lot of guys are not even strong. I'm not saying they're not doing it, but just look at it for what it is. No white guys are not going around raping big, voluptuous black women. I mean, let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And they may rape white women. I'm sure that's a percentage of that. But it's something that a lot of black people ain't really think about, man. Some people have those rapists in their families. Obviously, if black guys are doing the crimes. But I think it's something that's kept real hush hush. Obviously, you wouldn't want nobody to know that you got a family member that raped a woman. But I know I've seen more than a couple faces that have been black guys that have raped women, and it just makes sense because honestly, to be 100, the aggression levels of black guys as opposed to any other race. You know what I'm saying? Some men can overpower women in other races. Other guys from other races can overpower women as well. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, let's just look at it just read between the lines and kind of see how, a black guy could think he could take it from a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because he's masculine, he may have that fantasy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying being, okay, let's keep it 100. We have a lot of sexuality in the African American community that we don't handle. Mix that with aggression, and that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That can incline someone extreme sexuality with the music, the movies, and everything. And like I said, it's not everybody, but that mixed with the already high masculinity, if that's not put in the if that's groomed the wrong way, then it can lead to a person, raping. I mean, because we can agree that, the things that you put in is what is what you're gonna put out. Like, I'm not trying to be stereotypical. I'm not saying that that's always the case. You know what I'm saying? Some people just have mental sickness. Some people just, have sexual mental sickness, I guess you could say. Um, but, uh, I mean, if you have a sexually charged America, I mean, this can be also the result. You know, all this pornography, all the sex in the culture, the sex in the music, these things can fuel the sex predator. You know what I'm saying? And so don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that just the nature itself of someone that's of color, that's black, is what's going to be the catalyst, if you will, or that alone is going to be what that's why they do it, because they black, basically. No, I'm not saying that, but let's keep it 100. A person that let their mind go the wrong way, and you know that you're aggressive as a black man, you know you're aggressive, your mind is in the wrong place, you know that you can do this, just like robbing a bank. You know you can rob the bank. You're aggressive. You know you're tough. You know you can do it. A white scrawny guy will not have, in other words, the confidence. He know he can't. How he gonna manhandle a woman? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying in the case where the guy actually mind goes wrong, he's looking at who he is. You see what I'm saying? He's looking at. He knows what he's capable. That he's considering that. So I'm speaking for the guys. I'm speaking concerning the guys that are black. He probably considered his physique, his aggression that he has. Come on now. Let's keep it 100. Okay? Any crime, you start thinking about your capabilities. So we have to talk to people, put teachers out there, lessons out there to let people know, don't use your aggression to hurt people. Don't use your aggression to rape women. Don't use your strength to manhandle women and your aggressive nature. Don't use that to harm women, because that's what happens when somebody's mind goes the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Rape is like I said, is up there with everything else. It's up there with everything else as far as sexual perversion, and a woman can't get that back. It's almost like I would imagine a type of virginity, if you will. Once that happens, a woman could feel tainted and dirty. She could. She could feel bad that she was aroused during the situation and she had an orgasm in the situation. She could feel bad about all these things. You gotta look at all the stuff that happens. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these women that are raped, they do have orgasms. Okay, and just imagine having an orgasm while you're being raped. That's awful. Because now your body is betraying itself. Your body is betraying itself. So look at that. And a woman is most likely going to remember everything. She's going to remember what color she wore. Look at the things look how much more devastating it is to a fully grown person. She's going to remember the color she wore, what she ate that day, everything. She's going to remember her whole routine, and she's going to remember the day it was, the month, the time of day it was, and everything. She got to deal with all of those triggers, especially the time of day it was, especially that every day. That's going to be more frequent in her mind. Every day she thinking about that time for an X amount of time. Who knows how long it take her to get over that. Okay. Like I said, she's gonna think about what she wore that day. She's gonna think about even the car the guy may have, if everything, what he looked like, and everything. And it's just going to be, that's a living hell. You know, you're looking for someone to blame. You're looking for someone to hold accountable. And God forbid that she have a child out of the situation, because most good women are not going to want to abort the baby, any baby. You know, and so now she's forced with having to make a decision of keeping the child or aborting it. And if she keeps the child is going to be a constant reminder of the violation. But do she want to keep a life in the world? Or do she want to think about herself and just get rid of the whole memory? But then that's a memory in itself. Now she got to deal with, she got an abortion. Not only did she get raped, now she got an abortion. Now she got two situations. Because of this violation. Now she has to deal with the trauma of possibly dealing with, let's say she did get an abortion, she has to deal with the trauma of the child being lost and being raped. Now she got to deal with both of those situations. There's somebody that been through this. This is what you got to think about. You know what I'm saying? And then if she do have the child, let's keep it 100. That's going to be a constant reminder that this person is a result of you being raped. You could be a loving mother and forget about that. But what if the woman is not that strong and it's a constant reminder? She might have to put the child up for for adoption. Because even though she let the child live, because it's just a constant reminder of the trauma of the situation. So, and then what if you have a husband that just is a jerk, and he felt like, let's just say the woman kind of talked to the guy. He felt like you kind of brought it on yourself. There's some situations like that. You know how some guys are. And then when he finds out that you got raped, he asks you X amount of questions, and he feels that you kind of set yourself up for that. And some women are so nice that they don't know how to not talk to a guy and like shut a guy down. And so they'll open that door, and then just imagine having a jerk for a husband that tells you, well, you should have never opened that door. You should have never talked to that person. You know you're a married woman. You're a married woman. Why were you talking to that person? Why were you engaging that person? And that's kind of true. Like, you know, you should, as a married woman, some doors you cannot open, because guys are wired to think that they got a chance because you talking to them. That's how some guys are. A lot of women need to know that. You might be trying to be a friendly person, a nice woman, trying to show yourself as being nice and happy, like just feminine, just trying to be feminine and nice and sunny and a beautiful person. You might be trying to be that. And the guy, because he finds you attractive, he may be thinking that you being in his face is an opportunity. And then if not that, he may feel he he may feel the need to feel like that you want him to be the man and pursue him and pursue you. So now some men think like that. Well, if she's talking to me, kind of talking to me, maybe she wants me to take the next step and talk to her more and be more of the man. And maybe she's waiting for me she's giving me leeway to talk to her. Maybe her being in my face is leeway. So this is how you got to understand that women have to understand how dangerous of a game that is. With some guys, just talking to them, they'll think one time that this gives them the opportunity that's an opportunity for them to talk to you. Men are pursuers. They are hunters. That's what men are. So when you're married, I know some women got very good personalities and they talk to other men and everything. That's good. You know what I'm saying? As long as you have an understanding husband. But even if you have an understanding husband, it doesn't mean the man that you're talking to is understanding. He may feel that you're unhappy or that your husband is not doing something for you because you're talking to him so friendly. And it could just be your personality. You know what I'm saying? And you can't convince him that that's not what it is. He'll feel like you may just smile at him one way one day and he feels like that's it. and so you have to be able to say, okay, you have to break it down to people and you have to take good precautions and even put your husband in the situation if necessary, because you don't want people to be delusional that are obsessed with you and think that something can happen that can't happen. But women like I said, they're nice creatures and sometimes they open doors that they shouldn't open, you know what I'm saying? But I still feel like, obviously no one brings rape on herself, you know what I'm saying? Even in every situation, some women going into situations with men, they don't got no business doing that. You don't got no business going into no situation with no man in a room, in a house or anything. You can't be naive. A man is not going to want to just sit in your house, you sit in his house and watch TV with him. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but you're in his lair. You're in his territory. And that man is going to be feeling more relaxed. And he may feel that you're waiting for him to take the lead. And if he doesn't do that, he may think in his mind that you think he's gay because he didn't make any moves on you. So now he feels pressure. He could feel pressure to act, not that he's trying to rape you, but he may have internal pressure to make him concerning him feeling like a man and saying, okay, well, if I don't make this move on this woman, she's going to think I'm gay and I'm never going to get this woman. And see, women don't realize that. So some guys may hit on you while you're in his place or something like that because he thinking that you went this far and you may be just the type of woman that, you want the man to pursue you all the way to the bedroom. So you have to communicate and make it clear. Look, I know you're a man. You don't have to prove that to me, by, hitting on me, or pursuing me sexually. You don't have to prove you're that type, that you're a man, that you're attracted to me in that by doing that. But definitely it's a no. It's off limits to put yourself in those situations if you're not expecting to have sex. It's just too unwise to be in a room, in a house with a man at his house where he's already physically stronger than you. So if you try to go anywhere, you know what I'm saying? The odds are you're not going to get away. So you don't put yourself in that situation like that, because it's just, it could be your word against his word. Let's just say you turned him down and then he tells everybody he had sex with you. What about that? What if he doesn't rape you or doesn't hit on you, but then he turns and tell everyone that y'all had sex. And maybe he found you in a place where you were weak and you needed someone to talk to, so you went over his house to talk to somebody, just to talk to him, being a woman, and he went and told everybody he had sex with you. So, women, the one thing I would say, don't go into men's territories expecting to just have a good time and eat or whatever and have a meal and watch TV. It can be done, like I said. But the odds are most men are going to be thinking about sex. And that's even good guys. That's decent guys. You know, so don't put yourself in that situation where a man is going to be, a man's going to be dealing with all of that in his mind. Like, I mean, you've been in his place. He's dealing with a million thoughts while you're there. I mean, that's just men, you know, so don't torture a man like that. For some men, it's torture. You coming in smelling good, you know, you're in his place. He's definitely relaxed because he's in his place. You know, don't put you or him in that kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? Because there's women that do that, and then they scream rape and all of that. So I gotta say that, but we gotta bring more attention to it. You know, guys in prison gotta be, you know, just as hard on these rapists.